This is my moment and I want it, I own it. Take on no competition and opponents, I'm on it. And everything I do for you, I do for me, I do for us, I do for people I can trust, and that's a must.
Last 3 games, Romy Gonzalez has torched at least one baseball. He is one of 3 Sox players this year to homer in 3 straight games, and he's back in the lineup today as the Sox try to win this series against the Angels. This is the rubber game, game number 3 from Guaranteed Rate Field, and on the mound today for the Sox is Lance Lynn, who's seen the Angels quite a bit, a .330 earned run average. Jaime Barria, the opposition, in just his second start in 2023. Thanks for joining us. Jason Benetti, Steve Stone along with you, and Pedro Grifol was talking about Romy Gonzalez and how the pressure has sort of lifted off of him this last couple weeks.
You never really know when your chance is going to come, but when it does come, you have to take advantage of it, and that's what Romy's done, both with the glove and with the bat. I mean, he's hitting everything in sight, but he's also fielding exceptionally well. He's made some wonderful plays, and he's established himself as the everyday second baseman for a while. Last 10 games, 345, 3 home runs, 10 driven in. The slugging percentage is up there, but the key stat, hitting with runners in scoring position, 4 for 7. So with Romy, he's got some power, and people are starting to understand that he's a threat, plus he can hit it everywhere on the field. And take it out and right as easy as left, and so far, he's getting the job done.
He said after the game yesterday he's just having more fun. We know fun is good. Lance Lynn on the hill to take on the Angels. We'll break down Lance right after this.
I love those clubs because they help you believe that you can make it to the big leagues.
Big leagues of what? Law. Art? Construction? Baseball?
How'd you guess?
With the help of Major League Baseball, the Boys and Girls Clubs of America help kids make it to the big leagues of anything.
Hi, I'm Pete Alonso, and I'm a Home Run Derby champion.
Pete Alonso, he's your Home Run Derby champion of 2019.
You can be too. Sign up for a free Home Run Derby competition near you at jrhrd.com.
The 2021 Derby champion, Alonso defends his title.
Oh, this is awesome. It never gets old. Can't wait to see you knock them out of the park.
Chicagoland Toyota dealer or Toyota.com today. Toyota, let's go places. Illinois Lottery. Illinois is full of winners. Play today. The next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now. And by Wintrust, home of White Sox checking. Visit wintrust.com/Sox to open today.
Last 3 starts for Lance Lynn have been really nice.
3-0, the ERA below 2. As you can see, he's starting to get on track. It was a tough start for Lance this year. He was having trouble keeping the ball in the ballpark. Lately, he's doing just about everything right. He's a fastball pitcher, no doubt about it, but he's making it move. He's throwing strikes. 18 strikeouts to 7 walks is always very good. And Lance looking to win the series for the Sox.
Facing a very aggressive ball club in the Angels. Day baseball from Guaranteed Rate Field. Will Romy hit another homer? Will it be 4 straight? We'll find out together.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
To get your best night's sleep, you need to sleep in something extraordinary. Woven with a silky softness unlike any other. From organic threads that are slow spun and finished in flame. Made from an ingredient so rare, less than 1% of the world's cotton meets our quality. It's the most extraordinary fabric ever made. Only from Boll and Branch.
ED is difficult for me and for my partner. Through HIMS, I can message a licensed provider about clinically proven ED treatments. Like the generic form of Viagra, which can cost 90% less than the brand name version. Then HIMS ships discreetly to my door for free. I never knew it could be this easy to get my confidence back. Now we can both count on a great experience every time. Start your free visit today at forhims.com.
That struck him out. Fastball. Lance is amped. 9 up, 9 down for Lynn. Sox have won his last 3 starts, and Lance was amped in that video package, and we are amped because it is a wonderful day for baseball.
Well, it certainly is nice. You can work up a lather today, but also the ball is going to be flying. Even though the wind is blowing straight in, line drives will still go out of the ballpark. On a warm day in this ballpark, it's very hitter-friendly.
You're always thinking about the pitchers and how the ball is flying, aren't you?
Absolutely. Yeah, but I also think about the hitters and how to occasionally get them out or use their aggressiveness against them, which is a good thing with the Angels.
That was your plan, to occasionally get them out?
Occasionally.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, don't spoil anybody.
It's Dylan Cease degrees out. It is 84. Summer ball. We'll take that.
We will, and that wind out of the south is blowing pretty much straight in. It'll shift. It'll blow to the right field corner, but right now, pretty much straight in. And here are our Sox. Our live lines presented by PointsBet. The over-under is 6.5 for Lance Lynn to get the win. He is plus 135 on this brilliant afternoon in Chicagoland. And Phil Nevin was the interim manager, took over for Joe Madden, now the manager of the Angels in his second season officially. Here is the lineup. Home runs this year, Shohei Ohtani has 13, Mike Trout has 12. Thought maybe in a day game one of them would get the day off. No such luck. No, they're trying to put the hammer down. They realize how tough it's going to be in the West to get into the playoffs, and there's a look at Lance Lynn, who lately has been red hot. He's on for his 12th start, looking for his 5th win. The ERA, because of that start, is up higher than he would like. He's got a lot of strikeouts, very few walks. Control with him has always been good, and that's what he's going to use. So the four-seamer, the cutter, and the sinker, they're all fastballs. He uses that a lot, about 85% of the time. The rest of his pitches are the curveball, the changeup, the very rare sweeper. Let's check out the defense presented by UI Health. This is how Pedro Grifol puts them out there this lovely afternoon. It's Andrew, Luis, and Gavin in the outfield, left to right. In the infield, you got Yohan, Tim, Romy, and Andrew. You got Yasmani Grandal behind the plate, and you have Lance Lynn on the hill.
According to Sports Info Solutions, here is the strike zone for James Hoy. He is within 5% of average in all zones to lefties and then 6% to right-handers. So basically, a true strike zone. A couple of hot spots up.
And with Lance, it works really well because Lance is around the strike zone with just about everything. If an umpire gets used to calling strikes, he's going to continue to call strikes. Lance, even when he misses, doesn't miss by much.
First inning brought to you by Toyota, and I wonder how this matchup looks because the Angels, as we've talked about through the series, lead the league in first pitch swing percentage. Mickey Moniak has a couple of leadoff home runs even after being called up on the 13th of May. He's got 14 hits and 3 are leadoff home runs. Here we go. Lance Lynn, first pitch. It's a take and it's a strike, and we are off and running from Guaranteed Rate Field at 1:11 this afternoon. Broken bat flare over second base, and that is a hit for Mickey Moniak with splinters all over.
Let's take a look at the key matchups. It's Mike Trout, and he's handled him pretty well. I mean, nobody holds him down forever, and Ohtani has hit him very well, and he hits a lot of people well.
Mike Trout is dealing with one of the worst months of his career. Now, that said, his OPS is still 870 plus for the season. First pitch fastball away. He did have a run scored, 2 hits on opening night of this series. He was 0 for 4 yesterday. Lucas Giolito and the Sox handled him pretty well. Fouled away. Is that good?
I would say that's pretty good. Wins above replacement. He's first among active players. That's not surprising. On base percentage, he's first. Weighted runs created, plus he's first. He's just been a great player for a long time.
It is amazing that he's never won a playoff series, never won a playoff game. It's just, it floors you when you see it.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, he can't do it by himself, and they're hoping to add around him. But pitching has always been the problem for the Angels. They've always had a pretty decent lineup, but pitching has stopped them.
That ball's blasted to left field. Mike Trout on 2 strikes gives the Angels yet another first inning lead. It's 2-0.
That one a no-doubter, and that is called a hanging cutter. Lance wanted to throw that ball away from Trout. It just came up spinning, and he hit it a mile. We told you, even with the wind blowing in, line drives go out of the park. You see the spin on it, and it just hangs there. So that's a Ford home run replay, and just like that, the Angels, with a base hit and a home run, are up 2-0. That was 476. So if you're wondering if the wind affects line drives, not so much.
476 is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is a king-size home run.
It's 41 feet longer than any home run in this ballpark this year. Ohtani just hit the 435 last night. This one is unreal. Now Ohtani gives this a ride, but not nearly the same distance. Robert is over, and he makes the catch next to Gavin Sheets, and there's one away here in the first.
Well, it was nice, both outfielders calling for it, and Gavin did what he should do, give way to the center fielder, who is the captain of the outfield. So there's the first out of the game. 476 is titanic. You were saying about a struggling month?
Yeah, I mean, it still is, but it's, you know, I mean, still Mike Trout. That was my point, right? He's having a rough month for Mike Trout, and so his OPS is, you know, at like 870.
Now he's taking a look at it. Yep, Mike, you hit it a long way. Even I don't need an iPad for that.
Not that if they gave you that one, not that you could have pulled up any specific at bat without tech support.
I couldn't have run it out that far.
That was impressive. It's the 5th longest home run by our calculations in this ballpark in history. The longest in this ballpark, 504. Joe Borchard. We're doing some math on the fly here. It is the 7th longest home run in the ballpark all time. As this ends up in center field, Ward has a base hit. It would have been the 5th longest White Sox home run. It's the 7th longest overall in this ballpark.
Ward takes it right back up the middle past a diving Romy. And that's the 3rd hit in the inning.
Very aggressive team. Lance throws a lot of strikes. And so the Angels are loading up on base hits. Theis into right center field. Another first pitch swing.
Well, in this day and age of extreme analytics, this one isn't all that extreme, but with Lance throwing strikes 70% of the time on the first pitch, you've got a team that loves to swing at the first pitch, and so this is exactly what's happening. They're jumping on the first pitch, anything close, and they're hitting it with authority.
This is a stark contrast to the pitch count they saw in the first inning the last 2 nights. This is 13 to 5 batters.
Well, Lance is around the plate with everything. He's not going to throw too many balls.
Urshela takes ball 1, and this is where you'd love to get a ground ball double play.
You got the right guy up because Urshela, who's having a very good year to this point, doesn't run very well. So if he hits a ground ball, you're going to turn 2 and get out of the inning.
2-0. Three balls, no strikes. Crossfire there from Lance into the opposite batter's box, and there goes Yasmani Grandal. So now I wonder, is Urshela greenlit here?
I would think he would be. I mean, Walsh is hitting 136 behind him, even though he's a left-hander. I would think that they would give Urshela a chance to swing at a 3-0 pitch if it's in the zone. And Yasmin out there just to slow down Lance, trying to get him to think about throwing a ground ball here. There you look at Walsh waiting patiently in the on-deck circle.
Here is that 3-0. He took a strike.
Yeah, he took it right down the middle at 92.
I was with you. I thought he might go. Ward at second, Theis at first, and a 3-1. Fouled away. 2 pretty good pitches to hit back to back.
Look, if Lance can throw a ground ball here, he can get out of this inning with just 2 runs. If he gets out with just 2 runs after what's happened, the 4 hits, the Titanic home run, he would consider himself very fortunate and keep his team in the ball game. This becomes a very big pitch for him.
He struck him out, and a throw to third gets a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Wow, would have been ball 4. Instead, the inning's over.
You got out of it 2 runs. You consider yourself very fortunate. This fastball is down and in. Urshela over the top, and Yaz makes a pinpoint throw, and that's the inning.
They said optical shops weren't very inviting. So we, Warby Parker, created ones that were. They said prescription eyewear was too expensive, so we offered more affordable glasses, contacts, and eye exams. They said opticians weren't always friendly. So we hired only the friendliest and the most knowledgeable. And finally, they said the whole experience was just kind of unpleasant. So we set out to change that too. Visit a Warby Parker store and see for yourself.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Join ButcherBox today and get 100% grass-fed ground beef free for a year.
Yesterday, they'll have to do it again today as Luis Robert Jr. in his 13 home runs hit third in this first inning. Eloy Jimenez just off the injured list recently with 5 home runs, and they'll face this guy.
Jaime Barria comes on, and this is his second start of the year. His ERA, however, 1.55. He's not going to overwhelm you with that fastball.
First couple years he was a full-time starter. He's been a reliever for the most part this year.
He loves his slider. That was a first pitch slider, backed up by his four-seamer, then his changeup, and doesn't throw many sinkers. Let's check out the defense presented by UI Health. This is how Phil Nevin lines them up this afternoon with Ward, Trout, and Moniak in the outfield left to right. Urshela, Neto, Soto, and Walsh in the infield. Matt Theis behind the plate. And Barria on the hill.
Tim trying to get on track here. He's 1 for 8 in the series. On the ground to shortstop. Neto throws out his counterpart, 1 away. Time now for Stats with Lowe's. It is Jaime Barria this year, and a tale of 2 seasons in that one game made 1 season, and then the rest of it is the other season. 3 2/3, 4 earnings, and then since then nothing. You know, pitchers talk about all the time, like you have one bad outing and you kind of sit with it for a month maybe because you just can't dig yourself out. He's how you dig yourself out.
Yeah, you just keep putting up zeros. This seems like a nice day for Andrew to hit his first home run of the year.
Oh, really? Do you have a sense? Do you have a thing?
I just think everything sets up for him perfectly if he can get out front and pull one, because it's going to really travel to right and right center field.
He's trying to.
Yeah, that one was up and out of the zone, however. That's exactly where you want to throw left-handers. Just keep it up there. You're not going to have any problems.
You hear the wind howling into our microphones.
I can hear it.
You can?
Oh, yeah.
2-2. Foul left side. Well, basically everybody lost in the division last night. The Sox picked up a game on first place Minnesota. It's a 6-game spread as those ladies ended up with a souvenir. Change up, hit in the air, and left-hand side for out number 2, and Ward. Let's do a little central focus here, because when you pick up a game, you do the central focus early. The Rangers beat the Tigers, the Orioles beat the Guardians, the Astros routed the Twins, and there you go. There you have it.
This Angel team is going to Houston to play those Astros, and they're pretty good.
Big day for Anthony Santander yesterday in the victory over the Guardians. 28-27. Worst division winner all time is the 05 Padres. They were 82-80. There is a chance the AL Central winner this year has a worse record than that.
Cardinals won the World Series one year when they won 83 games. I think that was 06.
Right after that Padres team. Chopper over the mound, second base. Tough play, but nicely done by Soto to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Barria.
ED is difficult for me and for my partner. Through HIMS, I can message a licensed provider about clinically proven ED treatments. Like the generic form of Viagra, which can cost 90% less than the brand name version. Then HIMS ships discreetly to my door for free. I never knew it could be this easy to get my confidence back. Now we can both count on a great experience every time. Start your free visit today at forhims.com.
Sure, you'll teach her to drive a car, then use Greenlight and teach her to save up for her own car. Mowing lawns and getting paid. Navigate the world of earning, saving, and investing together. Invest in your best investment. Greenlight.
Division winner at 82 and 80. The Mets in 73, 82 and 79. That Cardinals team you were talking about. You never know. You never know.
Somebody's got to go to the playoffs, and it's not going to be as a wild card from this division.
Unless somebody gets really hot.
Yeah.
The look I just got was really top flight.
I figure you and I have maybe a chance to play in the NBA next year, but probably not.
Who do you think has the better chance playing in the NBA? Second inning brought to you by Menards. 2-0 for Walsh. So how do you, if you're Lance Lynn and you're always around the strike zone, how do you deal with this aggressive of a team?
You have to make it work for you because that's the only thing you have, which is throwing strikes, but you want to keep it just out of the zone. That last cutter was really good. I mean, it looked like a strike for a long time, dipped low and in. There was no way Walsh could get to it. But that's how you make an aggressive team miss the first pitch, a team that jumps on the first pitch all the time.
That's right where you want that sinker too, right? To the edge.
That's that in itself. I mean, Lance is going to throw a whole lot better, you would think, going forward. First inning is usually tough for most starting pitchers, which would lend credence, and I'm slow coming around to this, by the way, to the opener.
Oh, you're coming around to the opener.
Yeah, I think in many instances that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Give them a different look for the first 3-4 batters.
Well, you have guys, the openers are your relievers. Relievers are used to getting guys out right away when they come in the game because you don't have a getting to know you phase. And so you're facing the top 3 or 4 guys depending on what happens in the first inning. Sometimes openers will go 2, but more times than not they go 1. Then you bring in your starting pitcher who, when he rolls around the lineup again, is not going to face those guys for the 3rd time.
And he's more in a rhythm than he would have been likely off the top of the game. 3-2, cranked to right field on a line, drilled foul. That was loud.
Hit that ball very well.
We do have a guest coming to the booth, by the way, in the 3rd inning. Notre Dame football coach Marcus Freeman will be up here to join us.
Had a nice year last year, 9-4.
Gator Bowl victory. First base, Andrew Vaughn. And now this. Your 2023 Chicago White Sox presented by Guaranteed Rate. With Guaranteed Rate same-day mortgage, you'll be ready to move into your dream home in as little as 1 business day. Are you ready to make your move?
I am.
Great. Visit rate.com to get started today. Can't imagine how simple it would be and how calm you would be if you had to move in the middle of the season.
Oh, I would like that a lot. I move right next to your palatial estate in the Burbies.
Okay. Then very quickly, one of those for sale signs would pop up in approximately one of the nearby front lawns. It's a strike to Neto. Chopper first base side. Vaughn drags it over himself. 2 down.
Soto's kind of interesting because he is a lifetime shortstop, but with Neto there's not going to be much shortstop play, you wouldn't think. They moved him to second base, and they didn't know if he could hit the ball, and it's turned out he's hitting it pretty well. So he's a pretty nice addition to this lineup, and along with Neto at shortstop, this is a very good double play combination.
They also have Rengifo, who we saw play second base in the opener. Soto foul first base side. You mentioned the Angels' playoff fortunes. They're 29 and 27. They're 7 games back of first place Texas, who just keeps winning. They're 35 and 19, the Rangers. And with the pitching they've added, plus that offense, which has just been searing hot, that fight between them and the Astros is going to be really interesting.
And they're hoping that DeGrom comes back and is healthy. But what a weapon that is when he is healthy. And that's also a guy you could pitch in the first game of a playoff series and not worry about anything. So that's one of the keys to them. They think they're going to make it to the playoffs one way or the other. Whether they win the division or come as a wild card, the Rangers feel this is their year to get to the playoffs. If that's the case and you can keep DeGrom healthy, that is a huge weapon at the top of a rotation when you're playing a short series.
With Nathan Eovaldi, who's been great for them.
He's been wonderful.
A's are the hottest team in the division, by the way. They've won 2 in a row. They walked off the Braves yesterday.
Yeah, but, they're not playing a real good team. Wait a second. No, the Braves are a really good team.
Right, yeah, check that.
Sometimes that happens, where a really good team has a couple of very bad games. Doesn't happen often to the Braves, but it's happened now.
But that's the thing about Oakland this year, right? Everybody's playing them at least one series. And if you give away a couple of games to the team that might lose 120, 130 games, that's ground that somebody's going to make up on you, as Lance Lynn has a 1-2-3 second inning against the bottom of the order for the Angels. Eloy Jimenez and his hit streak lead it off in the home second.
From the power at the plate.
Vinny hits it deep to right field. Gone!
To the domination on the mound.
And the speed on the base pass.
That takes off. He's in there safely.
MLB Tonight has all the bases covered, with live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
Every night on MLB Network.
And 2-0 the Angels with the lead over the Sox. And we have time called by James Hoy, the plate umpire. There is a stray object out in center field. It was a ball, and now it's gone. So there you go. Here's Eloy Jimenez. First pitch downstairs. That 11-game hit streak for Eloy, thanks to a 1-for-3 last night. One ball, one strike. Our blue sky cleanup hitter. Here is the 11-game hit streak. Graphically, a .419 average, slugging .670. That's the big number, right? I mean, the home runs are why he's in the lineup.
But he's not hitting the ball right now as hard as he can hit it. As he gets a few more at-bats after the appendectomy, he's going to start crushing the ball.
Jaime Barria saves himself and then throws in the general area of Walsh for out number 1.
For the best coverage in the game, let's check out the team mobile coverage cam. And last half inning, a young man gets a souvenir and says, "Here, young fella, your first souvenir baseball." And he's delighted, goes back, gives him a high five, breaks his pinky finger, and everything is okay.
So cool.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Very generous. Crowd camaraderie really puts a smile on your face. I thought for a second that was Clint Frazier that gave him the ball. 1-1 is just downstairs. 2-1 to Yoan. Well, he throws a ton of sliders. You said it.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to try to slider you to death. And between that slider and a straight change, you just don't get many fastballs in the zone to hit.
Yoan wands this ball to right field, and that is the first Sox base runner.
There's his changeup, and Yoan was able to wait back just long enough to catch it off the end of the bat and drive it into right center field. You see the foot come forward. As long as the hand stays back, you can hit a changeup. But if your foot and your hands come forward, you're going to have a hard time getting anything into the swing.
Hand stayed back. He's on first, and Andrew Vaughn, who had a couple of hits on first pitches yesterday, takes ball 1. Here's where he hit it.
Just off the end of the bat, but because his hands were back, he was able to get enough of it to get a base hit.
Andrews ahead, 2 balls, no strikes.
Best year for Barria by far, 2018, where he was 10-9 with an ERA just below 3.5. That was in 26 starts.
That's up again. It's 3-0 for Andrew Vaughn.
That would also give him a 3-0 green light. He's starting to hit the ball very hard again.
Couple of doubles yesterday for Andrew. That's ball 4. First Sox walk presented by Feldko, and 2 on with 1 down.
Follow our Sox Insiders at NBCSportsChicago.com, presented by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy knowing the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at JeffVuk.com. Because Nationwide is on your side. Day game after a night game, not easy.
You don't think it was good?
I thought it was pretty good.
But it's not easy.
Not easy. No, we had to work on it before the game.
Lloyd trying to pump up the crowd from the dugout. Here is Yaz.
Barria's from Panama. And they had another pretty good player named Rod Carew, who was from Panama.
I was going to say.
That's the only 2 in Angel history.
He pitched for Team Panama in the World Baseball Classic in group play against the Netherlands team. He lays in a changeup, 1 ball, 1 strike. right, so the control has become a little bit of an issue for Jaime Barria.
Yeah, because he's not an overpowering pitcher, because he's a pitch-to-contact guy, he can't really afford to fall behind a lot. He can't afford any walks. He just had one to Vaughn.
He's closing in on another one to Grandal. It's 3-1. Is loaded.
Sox 2-run down. Matt Wise going to the mound.
Jaime Barria has walked no more than 2 in any outing all year, and yes, he's been a reliever for the most part, but he's been something of a long man. He's thrown 5 innings and 4 innings and 3 2/3 and 3 innings. He normally does not walk very many guys, you said.
They got the right guy up there in Gavin Sheets, especially with the wind blowing to right. Not that he needs a whole lot of help, as big and strong as he is. But he's got a struggling pitcher who's just had a visit to the mound. You look normally first ball fastball. However, odds are overwhelming. You're going to get a slider or change.
He does love that changeup against left-handed batters. First one here is a fastball and dotted nicely.
Perfect pitch. Even if you're looking fastball, you're not going to swing at that one. That's very much a pitcher's pitch.
Sox have been destructive with the bases loaded. There's the change.
Really well placed. The reason is that the first pitch was a fastball away. Now you get the hitter looking there. You throw it in the same spot, only it's a changeup, and it dives out of the zone.
2 strikes for Sheets. In the dirt. One and 2. Shoves him off the plate. 2-2. This is a guy in Jaime Barria who since April the 8th leads the majors in earned run average. Gavin Sheets in the air to right field. He didn't get all of it, but he got enough of it to bring home a run. The throw from right goes into third, and the Sox are on the board at 2-1.
Moniak did it exactly right. First of all, he set up perfectly to have his momentum going forward when he made the catch. But a lot of right fielders are going to try to throw home there. You're not going to be able to get out Moncada, and you want to make sure that that base runner at second, in this case Andrew Vaughn, doesn't go to third base. So he does set up perfectly. Gets enough on the throw, and there's no way that Andrew can advance.
First pitch slider to Romy Gonzalez, strike 1. So after changeup to Gavin Sheets, you figure right on right, Romy's going to see a bunch of sliders.
Well, he's seen 2 and the count's even, and Romy has shown that he can take it out any part of the ballpark.
Foul just above Gene Honda's location once again, and we've given him so much face time the last couple of days, but more might be in order.
There he is. Yep. After we'll be sending him a bill.
I just said to Dan, sorry for all the FaceTime the last couple days. And then a baseball went and hunted him again. 2-2 for Romy Gonzalez. Two on, two out. And he got him with a slider. First strikeout for Barria, but the Sox have cut the lead in half. Marcus Freeman joins us after this.
This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant plays hard so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
This game is for you, the fans. You spoke, Major League Baseball listened.
Athleticism is back in baseball.
With the shift, he never saw these plays.
Yeah, free up the players to put on a show.
Batting averages are up this year. Pitch clock has really made a difference.
That line drive that used to be a hit, score it a hit again.
These new rules, absolutely amazing.
They're watching baseball again.
It's the best game in the world.
This game is over.
Now it's even better.
Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
And it's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at-bats.
A walk-off flare!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long.
At Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman, good to see you.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here, and you couldn't ask for a better day.
Oh, it's a great day, and how do you like the seat? Good visibility here?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, this might be the best seat I've ever had for a baseball game.
Hey, look, I know how excited you were to get that job at Notre Dame. We've seen the videos, and I've gotten to cover you at Cincinnati. What is it like being the head football coach at Notre Dame, Marcus?
Well, I wish I could. I don't know if we have enough time to be able to explain what it's like. It's an honor. It's a privilege. And the best part about it is the opportunity to spend with these young people. And we have some of the greatest kids you could ever imagine a part of our football program, and to help them and motivate them and to help develop them to reach their goals is I couldn't ask for anything more.
We got Sam Hartman coming in. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah. It's he's going to help us tremendously, and he's just been a great addition. One, as a football player to our offense, but two, as a leader and as a guy in the locker room. He is a great teammate, and it's somebody I'm really looking forward to as we get ready for the season.
What's it like to come into a storied program like Notre Dame and try to put your own stamp on the program, or can you do that?
I think you have to. I think you have to embrace the history and tradition of how Notre Dame football was built, and you have to make sure our kids understand that. But you have to be who you are, and that's the greatest advice I was ever given when I became a head coach. Was to a T, every current head coach or coach that has been a head coach said you have to be who you are, because if you're not, the kids will see right through it. And so and that's what we've done, and that's what I've done. I try to learn, I try to get better every single day, but again, I want to lead the way I've always led.
That ball clipped Mike Trout, so he's on his way to first. They're going to take a look at it, but it did look like it just did graze him and change direction. When I first covered you at Cincinnati and you were coordinator, the first thing that struck me was how much you cared about everybody around and how engaging you are as a person. Where did you get that?
I think people often ask me who's the greatest example that I've ever been around as a coach, and I would say to a T is Jim Tressel. And I always say what made Coach Tressel so special was his ability to make.
This one looks like it's going to leave. Shohei Ohtani gives it a ride, and the Angels have taken a 4-1 lead.
That's impressive.
You know, look, some days if you're going to get beat, if Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani are going to hit 2-run homers,
You know it.
Yeah.
Same in football, right? Some days guys just beat you.
Yeah, and talent matters. And listen, I know the game of baseball. I don't know a lot of the players, but I know those two guys are two names you always hear about. And again, it's no matter if it's baseball or football. You know, if you have really good players, you have a chance to have success. Culture matters, team matters, but players matter too.
When you come into a new program, as you did, leaving the program that you left, how do you impress upon these guys that it's got to be a team effort, because if it's individual, nothing works? I mean, how do you impart that to young players?
Well, yeah, I think you have to say it, and it's got to be a constant message, but you have to show them. You have to show them when they're being selfish, and you have to show them when being a great team and a teammate is creating success. And I think if you show them and you preach it and it's a constant message, they start to believe it. And that's part of the things we talk about. We have this saying we call it unit strength, and that's, you know, choosing to love your teammate, choosing to put your team in front of yourself. And if we can get everybody in our organization, from our coaching staff to everybody on our staff, our players, to think that way, we'll have a lot of chance to have success.
What was the interview process like? When they said, you know, Vargas, we'd like to talk to you a little bit. We might have something here. We don't know. Let me sit down with you.
Yeah, it was, I've been through a lot of mock interviews, and this, nothing compares to what the real one's like. I'll tell you that. But, hit.
Ward just got hit, so he's on.
But again, it was, you know, you have to be yourself. You have to sell your vision. You have to sell how you can help take this team to take the next step to accomplishing our goals. But I wish I could say this is exactly how it's going to be. I don't know how it's going to be for the next person, but it was not how I drew it up.
So I know you're big into being a part of the university community. How's my guy Kevin Corrigan doing after the title the other day in lacrosse?
I tell you what, I said, man, you look lighter. And he said, what are you talking about? I said, you got that monkey off your back, you know. And I know he's been at Notre Dame for 30+ years, and it's awesome to see him finally get a chance to be called a national champion. And if you talk to him, he would say it's not about him. It's about the players. It's about Notre Dame. And I think a lot of head coaches would say that same thing, but now he can, you know, he's been one of the most successful lacrosse coaches in the country, and now he can also call himself a national champion. So I was ecstatic for him.
Have you gotten to know Micah Shrewsbury at all a little bit?
I have. I got to spend some time with him. An Indiana guy that he was actually at Purdue as I was coming in as a coach in 2013.
Oh, really?
He was there, and then he had left. So I got a chance to just talk to him, and you know, he's been busy just putting together a team, putting together a culture, getting his guys ready, but he seems like a great person, and I think he'll do great things with the basketball program.
I know college football coaches don't love answering anything about their leisure time because there is none. Is there a day on the calendar when you can relax nowadays as a head football coach?
I don't know if you'll ever relax, because we have this thing called recruiting. So you might not be in the office, but you better be on the phone and better be in touch with these recruits. And you better be on the phone with your players. You know, this is a 365 days a year job. It never ends, but we chose it. I chose it. I love it. And I love the relationships with the players. I love to develop relationships with the recruits. I love to win too.
I can't blame you there.
I love that you're talking about recruiting with such a smile, because some guys see it as a slog. And it seems like you just see it as, hey, I get a chance to meet another person.
Yeah, listen, there's days it's not a lot of fun, right? And you're chasing around 16, 17, 18-year-olds that you're trying to convince. You're trying to develop relationships with them, but convince them to come to your program. But you also have to remind yourself, there's no great coaches without great players. And I truly believe that you know what, the better players you have, the better opportunity you have to be successful. And so I know that, our staff knows that, so we have to make sure recruiting is so important to what we do.
There was a time when Notre Dame kind of sold itself, and now I think you're in competition with a whole lot of people. How do you try to sell these youngsters on coming to Notre Dame?
I think you have to make sure you really talk about our distinctions, right? And in that, you know, what attracts young people to Notre Dame, one is the caliber of football we play, but two, we have to make sure you understand the power of our education and how valuable it is, and the network, the Notre Dame network that I often talk about. There's so much value in that, because the chances of young people going to the NFL are not great. You know, the percentages are not great. And so we have to make sure they understand we don't want to diminish your opportunities to go to the NFL and to play for national championship football teams, but we also want to make sure you understand that you're going to be able to earn a degree from the University of Notre Dame, which will take care of you way longer than the NFL.
I would be remiss, because my partner is from Kent State, if I didn't ask you what it was like in 11 and 12, right? Coaching at his alma mater.
That's right. It was great. It was, so when we got there, Kent State, they hadn't been to a bowl game in about 40 years. And Darrell Hazel was the head coach. I was a GA for Coach Hazel and Coach Tressel at Ohio State. He got the job at Kent State, and the first year we went 4-6. No, 5-7. I'm sorry, we went 5-7. And then the next year we went 12-1 in the regular season and played for the MAC championship. We were the MAC East champions, and again, we had not been to a bowl game in 40 years, and it was just a great opportunity. My wife is from Massillon, Ohio, to go as close as we can to where she grew up, and Kent State was a lot of fun.
I always tell Jason it's amazing that they get anything out of their athletic program because the academic standards are so high to get in. I mean, you know, so he doesn't believe it, but I tell him that anyway.
I plead the fifth on that. Both of my in-laws went to Kent State, so I'm just going to be quiet.
Oh, is that right? Are you like Coach Bray was? Are you at like corn dance every week eating dinner down in South Bend?
The difference between me and Coach Bray is I got 6 little kids at home, and anytime we get a break, it's a chance. I want to spend time with the wife and the kids, and you know, we love the city of South Bend. We love Granger and where we live. But there's not many times we're going to be able to go to corn dance, especially with all those 6 kids. Like every once in a while I try to take my wife on a date, but usually we got to drag these 6 kids around, and the corn dance probably isn't going to be a great place to take them.
Hey, we'll let you go here, but Marcus, it's been great. It's been great chatting with you. Continued success at Notre Dame, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, guys, for having me. I appreciate it.
Fantastic. Marcus
Nice
Freeman, the head coach at Notre Dame, making a rough inning here for the Sox a lot sunnier with his presence. And look, after meeting him a couple of years ago as a coordinator, he is one of those guys that when you're in his presence, you just see how he's a great recruiter and a great leader of people.
Well, I also think he can impart passion, and that's something a lot of people have trouble with, but you know he genuinely believes what he's talking about, and that's why he's probably getting some really good young players at Notre Dame. Jesse Schulten's loosening up with the pen as Lance is having some problems this afternoon.
This is over third base in trouble into short left field. It'll bring home 2 runs, and it will be a double. It's a 2-run double for Jared Walsh, and the Angels have taken a 6-1 lead.
That's only the second and third run batted in for Walsh, who's had some physical problems this year, but back in the lineup now. They're happy to have him. He doesn't get a whole lot of this. Tries to bring his hands in and muscle it. He's just able to tap it into left field, and it drives in a pair.
That's 6 straight that have reached. Here is Neto, who tried to pounce on a fastball. Third inning, by the way, brought to you by Hyundai.
Infield in at all 4 positions.
So hit by pitch, home run, hit by pitch, walk, double. The anatomy of the inning so far. Flip foul. Strike 3, 2 down.
He goes with the high fastball and strikes him out. That one was middle. Threw it by him.
Here's Soto. choice there, strike one. Now, Pedro and Ethan would love to let Lance get through this half inning, and pitches at 64. You might as well let him go as long as he can if he can get through this inning.
Yeah, I think that's probably the game plan. You get the day off tomorrow. You certainly don't want to tax your bullpen anymore. And Lance is not making the pitches he wants to make. This is uncharacteristic lack of command. He's already hit 2 in this inning with a couple of walks, and you're going to give up your home runs. Everybody does.
Trout and Ohtani both have gone deep in the game. Trout in the first, Ohtani here in the third.
Bidding for the team leadership in home runs. Trout now has 13. Ohtani now has 14.
To shortstop. Tim plays it on to first and does get the out. The Angels put up a big number, though. They're up 6-1.
MLB Tonight has all the bases covered.
With live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
Every night on MLB Network. This game is for you, the fans. You spoke, Major League Baseball listened.
Athleticism is back in baseball.
With the shift, you never saw these plays.
Yeah, free up the players to put on a show.
Batting averages are up this year.
Pitch clock has really made a difference.
That line drive that used to be a hit, score it a hit again.
These new rules, absolutely amazing.
They're watching baseball again.
It's the best game in the world.
This game is over.
Now it's even better.
Trout and Shohei Ohtani, this was entering today.
And how about the records? I mean, you'd think when they both homer that they would just dominate. Not that 18-8 is not good, but it's not as good as some of those other numbers.
Well, it's because of tungsten arm O'Doyle. Right? There's this meme going around the internet, right, where people are talking about how Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani did these great things, but the Angels still lost because of, like 10 shutout innings from tungsten arm O'Doyle, or, sort of thing. They've made up a fake character to be a stand-in for them doing great things, but still somehow losing.
Look, this is a game that has 9 players a day, and it doesn't diminish the greatness of these two guys because they haven't been to the playoffs and they haven't won games. I mean, they're two wonderful players, two of the game's best, and it is interesting to watch them because you're seeing some of the stars of the game, and this is a game that's built on stars.
I mean, the ball that Trout hit, which has gotten busted down to 461 feet, by the way.
The announcement is coming in a couple of innings. It'll be 382.
Hey, physics takes a while sometimes, okay?
Yeah, I know. It took me a lifetime and still haven't gotten it.
Yes. Mike Trout, the ball he hit, you could tell immediately off the bat it was going to leave.
Yeah, spinning slider that didn't do much, but he did.
And watching Ohtani hit the ball straight away is really a specific feat in itself, because not everybody has that kind of power.
Strike three, just nipped the corner. Benintendi down on strikes. And time now for our autos today. Fan cam. That is the best beard we've ever seen.
Pretty colorful.
Is that ice cream soup?
Looks like it.
It's got some spillage, I think, too, while we're at it. Anybody got a napkin or six? That is dedication to dessert, though, when you're still eating it, when it is no longer a solid. Helmet Sunday is really the way to go at a ballpark. Used to collect all the helmets.
I think the food here is just wonderful wherever you go with it.
Do you ever collect anything?
Stamps for a while.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Ooh, that looks good too.
Collect a few of those.
We probably can't drink that and do the game though. Just guessing. 2-2 lifted left center field. Neto is out. Who wants it? It's Trout. Inning over.
Hey kids, join MLB Network and your favorite players for a show made just for you. Play ball. It's all the big moments, bat flips, and amazing plays from an exciting week of baseball and tips to up your game on MLB Network.
Enrique Quique Hernández. Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, papá.
Dímelo, mi hermano. Mira, te prometí que íbamos a cocinar. Como tú eres de Boston, yo soy de la de Nueva York, vamos a hacer una competencia.
Yo soy bastante competitivo. No hay nada como la comida latina.
Nada.
Don't take presentation to evaluation, okay? Just flavor. Una cosa que es bien importante para mí es siempre disfrutar ese juego.
Salud, mi hermano. A la vida más fina.
Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
First correct answer wins a prize. Number of letters in the last name of the Sox pitcher who no-hit Cleveland on this day in 1914, plus the number of minutes the game lasted.
Hour and 3 minutes.
Here's the first pitch changeup. Sorry, we reject your answer. Sheets diving, and he can't make the catch. Mickey Moniak is on his way to second, and he has 2 bases.
The wind actually started to knock this one down, and Gavin comes on. He's got it in the glove briefly, but in this game, the ground can cause a fumble. And the ball trickles away.
So it is a double for Moniak. Another first pitch hit. It's his second first pitch hit of the ball game. And Mike Trout swings through strike one. Longest home runs here at this ballpark. Mike Trout, even though it got shrunk to 461, still has the longest home run here. Blake Sable from the Giants still on the tote board. And Trout fouls it off his body, and he is in pain. Here's the home run.
That was either a cutter or a slider. It hung right over the plate. There's 2 hitters, 2 runs. And 61 feet beyond average in the major leagues. We'll watch it again. Right off the instep. Even though he's got that pad on it, it still hurts. Pad probably saved him a broken shin, however.
Longest home runs in this ballpark. Joe Borchard, we mentioned back in August of 04, 504 feet. Yermin Mercedes still on the list. Dan Pasqua, 484.
It's a long way to hit a baseball.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Two. Up and out.
I think Lance is a little frustrated because last time out he battled through some wildness. This time he expected to have complete command. He normally is able to throw the ball exactly where he wants to throw it, but not so this afternoon.
There's strike 3 and a fastball. 1 down. Time now for a message from Powering Chicago.
Whether it's lighting up Chicago or helping a neighbor in need, Powering Chicago's commitment to better construction, better careers, and better communities never quits. Powering Chicago, IBEW Local 134, NECA, Chicago.
He's Steve Stone. I'm Jason Benetti. We thank you for joining us for White Sox baseball this afternoon. Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame football coach, kind enough to join us for the top of the 3rd. Guests along the way, as they say.
Yep. Well, you got first base open, and I'm not sure you want to challenge Ohtani here. He's had a pretty good series.
141 home run number for his career. I doubt he'll stop there.
Well, the amazing thing about that list, Ichiro is on that list, and Ichiro actually scaled down his power to be able to hit for average. And this is that 2-run homer last inning. Wasn't one of his longest, but they're majestic home runs. They go up a mile in the sky at 425, seemingly effortlessly.
Bounce that ball into his own dugout. The word effortlessly, easy for me to say, is exactly right. I mean, he hits the ball to center field, and it seems simple, as it's 3-2 for Ohtani. Crushed it again. Shohei Ohtani way up the stands.
Well, that to me looks like it's 460. We'll have to take a look at it. And Lance got the 3-2 and decided he was going to challenge him. And didn't turn out to be a good plan. It's another 2-run homer. This once again of the Titanic variety. I mean, he got every bit of this one. Ford home run replay. He hit it a mile.
It's 25 rows up.
That was 478.
Man.
mean, look, it was just in the sweet spot for him. He got full extension, hit it on the sweet spot of the bat, and it just went for days.
I mean, credit where it's due. These are two of the best players in Major League Baseball, but they have done otherworldly stuff with their power in front of us in 4 innings today. Just marvels of humanity this afternoon. Nine times he's homered twice in a game, Shohei Ohtani. Second base, Romy Gonzalez. Sox fans, join us at Guaranteed Rate Field Friday, June 2nd. It's the Sox and Tigers, 7:10 p.m. And be sure to stay after the game for a post-game fireworks show presented by People's Gas. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/promos.
He is some ball player. We haven't had a chance to see him steal in this series, but he can do that also.
And he's just like all the rest of us because there's a picture of him on the internet with his hand in a bag of Funyuns. Just like all of us, snacking, sitting on the bus.
We're talking about Ichiro on that list. And Ichiro scaled down his power, but I watched him take batting practice where he hit 6 balls in a row off a stadium club in Seattle, which is a blast. I mean, he could do that if he wanted to, but I was always impressed about him. And Ohtani is pretty much the same way. Everything that Ichiro did, he did perfectly. His technique, his fundamentals were just off the charts. And Ohtani is the same kind of guy. He does everything really well. I mean, how often do you ever see a dominating pitcher and a guy can hit the ball that far?
You don't.
No, you don't.
That's the thing. You just don't.
That's why when everybody talks about the best player in the game, I mean, Ronald Acuna is a wonderful player.
Yeah.
And maybe Ichiro won't hit for as high an average as Acuna, but Acuna is not going to win as many games pitching as Ohtani.
Yeah, Ohtani is, I mean, he's just a unicorn. That's the only way to put it. Just an outstanding player, fun to watch. 8-1.
Take control of your health by boosting your force field, the immune system. With the Aura Ring, you can listen to your body's signals and raise your defenses. Aura tells you when your temperature is higher than normal, how to improve your sleep, or if your heart rate shows signs of stress, so you can decide to push yourself or to lie low. Live smarter, stronger, healthier with the Aura Ring. Aura.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic, free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Join ButcherBox today and get 100% grass-fed ground beef free for a year.
It was an hour 45 for the no-hitter of Cleveland. 109 the answer. Jay Reese is back in the win column. He'll win a prize from our staff. Eloy Jimenez, first pitch and strike one. Joe Benz, evidently they used to call him Butcher Boy because his family ran a butcher shop.
Good for the team spreads.
On the chop, back to the mound, and the bare hand peg is in time by Barria.
There's a new steakhouse in town, and it's not your typical chop house. Inspired by northern Spain, the menu includes top-notch beef aged in-house and grilled over charcoal. I like that. Plus, fish sourced from Spain and more. That's tomorrow at 10 on NBC Chicago.
Okay, so where is the steakhouse? I want to go.
Well, you have to watch. That's the hook.
Just tell me.
No, we got you. You watch or you don't know.
That's the first promo you've ever done for a TV show that comes with a threat.
Well,
you watch it, you don't know.
We can put it in that category.
Fourth inning brought to you by the Village at Bedford Park, if I didn't tell you earlier.
That, I believe, is the longest home run of Ohtani's career.
He'll top it sometime.
I would think so. He's certainly young enough to do that.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. The Tigers are up 3-2 on Texas. But it's an interesting time for Detroit because they're going to look pretty different compared to what we saw even just last weekend with Matt Vierling going on the injured list today. Jake Marisnick has joined the Tigers in a trade for cash considerations from the Sox. Riley Green is on the injured list.
That for the Tigers is a huge loss.
They needed outfield help in a major way as there is strike three on a high slider. Bring your group out to a White Sox game and receive specially priced tickets along with a great experience. We've got private areas for corporate outings, family get-togethers, and more. For more information, visit whitesox.com/groups. So the Tigers lineup today has Jake Marisnick in center field. He's 2 for 3 in the 9 spot in the order. McKinstry, then Baddoo are the top two. Hard hit rate for Andrew Vaughn, starting to square up some baseballs. As he did right there, a hit through the left side. 104 off the bat.
One of the reasons why I wanted him to get the 3-0 green light last time up when he did walk was that he is starting to hit everything right on the nose. And it doesn't matter if it's to the pull side or taking it the other way. He's hitting it hard. Last year, in the top 5 exit velocity in baseball.
Here's Grandal. And strike one. Jaime Barria has been really strong so far for the Angels, giving up just 1 run in an inning where he walked 2 guys. That's a hit for Yaz into right.
Got their opportunity with Gavin Sheets up. That's a changeup that Yaz gets out in front of. Drives it through the right side. Yeah, Theis is going out talking about just calming him down somewhat, telling him you don't have to worry about the double steal in this situation.
strike on that changeup, which you would imagine Gavin would see at least one more of.
Yeah, that was flirting with the top part of the strike zone. And Gavin hits one out here. It's a different look to this game.
Peter called a strike. 0-2, both borderline, both strikes.
Now you have to guard against that changeup that's off the plate outside.
And he did.
And he got that pitch, but he did shorten his swing and just try to stay alive.
Hey, another kid gets a ball, thanks to the generosity of somebody older.
It's a southpaw. Not the southpaw, but a southpaw.
A little greener. We're talking about the Tigers. Tyler Nevin just got a base hit for Detroit. Phil's son playing for the team that Dad used to play for. There's strike 3, and the inning's over. Time now for some American Sale fun at home.
If sports fans built a streaming service.
Movies and shows, live TV, more local sports. This is your big 3 that crushes cable.
Andy changed the batteries on all 3 smoke detectors.
Fubo! Create amazing work with Fiverr. All you need is your team and a talented freelancer who will lend a hand and seamlessly join your team from just about anywhere. Expand your team with a Fiverr freelancer.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Bank get old. On this date in 1996, Frank Thomas got on base again for the 57th consecutive game. He was on base at 440 during the longest streak ever in White Sox history.
It's really amazing when you realize that's a third of a baseball season. You're getting on base at least once every day. That's one of the reasons why Big Frank is in the Hall. A new pitcher in the ball game, Jesse Schultens, comes on. Just a tough day for Lance. As Schultens on for the 5th time, his ERA at 2.84. Just has to eat up some innings and save the bullpen at this point. Maybe the Sox can crawl back into this one. And this is what Jesse's going to throw, that slider. 43% plus. Backed up by the 4-seam fastball. Those are 2 primary pitches. He will throw the curveball about 14% of the time.
I don't think there will be any issue, but the skies are darkening a little bit, and there was some popcorn thunderstorm activity forecast for later in the day.
It'll stay away for this game.
You're certain?
Yes. I would stake your reputation on it.
Great. Just phenomenal. You do have your new pointer here just in case we get into a weather delay situation.
I do, but...
Where'd you put it?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I hope to find it somewhere. I look in my bag, I'll have it by next Tuesday.
I also have a couple other things.
Summer-like temperatures are finally here, but will they last? That's a rhetorical question.
I don't know.
Get Chicago's most accurate forecast from Brant Miller. That's tonight at 10 on NBC Chicago.
You want me to answer that?
Sure.
I don't know.
Thanks.
Yep. They're the most accurate rhetorical questions.
There's no doubt.
It's ball 4. It's a breaking ball high. Urshela walks for the second time today. Cleveland's taking a 1-0 lead on Baltimore in the top of the second. Jose Ramirez, this is going to surprise you, had an RBI double. I happened to be doing the Guardians game on Saturday, and we interviewed Cal Quantrill in the dugout.
Yes.
And Jose Ramirez came up to the plate, and Cal Quantrill said what you and I have talked about quite a bit in Guardians games. He goes, they should walk him.
Yeah, I don't know why people pitch to him in key situations.
So they didn't, and they got beat. And I said to Cal, why don't they walk him? And he said, well, we got guys behind him. And I said, but you just said that they should walk him too. And yeah, they do. I mean, Josh Naylor is a formidable hitter. It's nothing against him, but Jose Ramirez is the best hitter on that team.
He's their guy.
I thought you would find it interesting that even the players in their dugout say they should walk him.
Well, usually what a pitcher will do is pick out one guy in the opposing lineup, and they say, whatever you do, you don't let that guy beat you. Then they get to that pivotal point, and they let that guy beat them. Doesn't make a great deal of sense, but that's what happens.
1-2. Walsh takes outside and low, 2-2. Day off tomorrow, 7:10 first pitch, fireworks Friday night, and then 1:10 Saturday and Sunday.
With Detroit providing the opposition.
That is a broken bat. Vaughn to second. Pass back to first. Not in time.
Catch every pitch with the fastest internet from Xfinity with a reliable connection you can count on in the clutch, even during peak hours. The next generation Xfinity 10G network. There's a good solid throw to second by Andrew.
There are still pieces of bat, and Neto decides to not step on him and pick him up. Strike one to Neto. We will be watching this afternoon to see if the A's can sweep the Braves at the Oakland Coliseum. How about that?
That would be a Herculean task, especially for a ball club that's 12-45.
But they were 10-45.
They're on a roll.
Here they come. 1-1 is just away. 2-1 for the 22-year-old shortstop Neto, who made two sterling plays on Monday night in the series opener to flip that game.
I know the Angels defense this year hasn't been exactly as they would like, but they've been very good in this series.
To third, Moncada. Romy, 2. And how often do you see it? The guy that's the pivot man in the double play gets a video package going to break.
I've always said that. It's miraculous.
Think baseball.
There's something that's been missing in the debate.
Think analysis.
Now he goes into his contract year. What do you do with this guy?
Think advanced metrics.
The new rules are having an impact, and I'll bottom line it.
Think MLB Now, the show for the thinking fan, only on MLB Network. Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
It's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at bats.
A walk-off flare!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long.
Hi, I'm Pete Alonso, and I'm a home run derby champion.
Pete Alonso! He's your home run derby champion of 2019!
You can be too. Sign up for a free home run derby competition near you at jrhrd.com.
The 2021 Derby champion, Alonso defends his title.
Oh, this is awesome. It never gets old. Can't wait to see you knock them out of the park.
All right, nothing beats Rainbow Cone. It's a little top-heavy, though, I will say.
I would think get to it quickly or get a towel.
I think we should follow the saga of that Rainbow Cone because I don't know that it's going to end great. The cone's bigger than the kid is. On 0-1, Romy lifts it to right, and Mickey Moniak settles for round number 1. Chuck and Ozzy are in the studio. They have Subaru White Sox postgame live, and they have this for you guys. Gentlemen, thank you. You said the same thing.
Yeah,
see if there's a possibility.
For me, the first base open, he would be one of the last guys that I would pitch to, but Lance went right at him. Obviously thought he could get him out. Ohtani was a bit better.
Tim takes a strike. It's 2-1. Tim's hitting a lot of balls on the ground to the left side. He's 0 for 2 today with a couple of ground balls to short.
Barria has thrown him inside. He's trying to force him to pull the ball. Tim is most effective when he hits to right and right center field.
Check swing, ball 4. Tim takes a walk. So we did follow the Rainbow Cone. Follow that cone. And yeah, it's not a cone anymore. It is a rainbow bowl.
I would think that's a very good plan.
That is an amazing idea.
Yeah.
By the elder statesman. One on, one out. Whoever was running the camera there turned into Jimmy McNulty, by the way, just following along the whole way.
Hey, get out of here.
Why are you following us? Up the middle for Benintendi and kicked by Neto. It stays on the infield. The glove flip is not in time, and the Sox have 2 on.
Well, Tim doesn't really know what to do here because you don't know if they're going to catch it, exactly what's going to happen. You don't want to run into a double play, and when Neto does boot it, Tim then gets into second base somehow. It looked like it would have been 2, even if he traps a short hop, but as it turns out, it's a base hit.
He really had 3 options there, right? Catch it, time call. That pitch won't count. Time call, and we have a violation against the pitcher. So it's 1-0 from Barria.
James Hoy called it right away.
Now Theis is talking to Hoy. He didn't get that off. That's the right call. It was very close, but he didn't get it off.
Still situation here. If Luis comes up with a big hit, he can put some pressure on this Angel team.
Still a lot of outs to play with for the Sox here. Down big. Robert was locked in yesterday. He was 3 for 4.
Phil Nevin realizing that he doesn't have a full-time starter on the mound in Barria. So he's got the bullpen up and going just in case.
Oh, nice catch by my face, kind of.
Very nice catch. Not exactly sartorially resplendent.
Yeah, you deserve.
Yeah.
Then now let's see. We got time called. Here is the catch.
Good play.
I love that the first question.
Can't give it to him. He's got one already.
The first question was who hit it. You see, he mouthed, who hit it? Robert? Okay, I'm going to keep it. And now the reenactment, always the best part. Swing and a miss, strike 3, good diving slider, 2 down. Bring your family to a White Sox game with a family pack presented by ExxonMobil. Your family will get 1 ticket, hot dog, drink, and 1 bag of chips to select games starting at $19 per ticket. Plus, with every purchase, you have a chance to win mobile gasoline for a year. For tickets, go to whitesox.com/family. Now, more evidence that when you wear the Jason Benetti Fan Club shirt, you become suddenly more athletic.
And a much better defender.
It's true.
See, it hit the seat, it looked like. There was a scuff on the baseball.
A seat scuff?
Yeah, because pitchers would never do that. We know that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. That's a strike. It's 1-1 to Eloy, who's hit a couple of comebackers to Barria of varying miles per hour.
One was about 8 miles an hour.
One and 2. That took a really nice bounce off of the front of one of the suites behind home plate and was easily nestling into somebody's hand there. One and 2. Chopper foul, Eddie.
He's got it. That was a pretty tough pitch to foul off. That was a slider that was a good 2-3 inches off the outside corner.
There's a slider for strike 3, and the inning's over. We'll go to the 6th.
Next generation of baseball has arrived.
And I am here for it.
Keep an eye on the new faces of baseball on Off Base, the modern baseball show for the modern baseball fan.
It's all about things you haven't seen before.
Only on MLB Network.
some are long to catch. The Miller Lite Bar of the Week, and we could use one of those right now. We're profiling some of the best places in Chicago to kick back, enjoy a cold one, and watch the Chicago White Sox game, sponsored by Miller Lite.
Long week?
Yeah, it's been a little tough.
Sixth inning brought to you by the Illinois Lottery. You never know.
You know, you think you know, but you really don't know in the grand scheme of things.
It's true. Here's Soto, who is 1 for 4 this year. He's got 23 hits in his major league career. Jesse Schulten's his second inning of work. He got a double play in the 5th. Shot foul into the Angels dugout. Seems like there have been quite a few foul balls into their dugout today. Might have to start wearing the helmet just to protect themselves instead of after home runs.
Mostly left-hand hitters will chop it there.
Popped up, third base side, foul territory. Moncada makes catch. You know, we joke about it because they've been softly hit ground balls, but the Willie Adames video is awful.
That was terrible. I mean, you're sitting there and all of a sudden it just goes, looks like it just snuck over the rail and caught him in the side of the head.
Yeah. So he goes on the concussion injured list, and you know, that's very scary. He's just standing there on the railing, like you said.
You're pretty close to home plate when you're in that dugout. You really have to be heads up.
Mickey Moniak's had a very nice day. He is 2 for 3. Came over in that Noah Syndergaard deal. They didn't know if he'd be a AAA player, if he'd get a chance in the majors, but his start this year since coming up has been really nice.
Yeah, how about first overall pick? But I talked with their general manager, Perry Minasian, and he said something really interesting about constructing of a baseball team. He said he learned from Pat Gillick years ago. Pat Gillick, a wonderful general manager with a lot of different teams. And he said, you take a guy that was a #1 pick, doesn't matter, I mean, first pick is great, #1, regardless of where you find him, who didn't have luck with that first team for whatever reason. And he looked at Moniak, who was a Southern California guy, and he said, you know, maybe there's some life in this guy yet, and there certainly has been. I mean, he's hitting over 325.
Strike 3, Schulten's strikes out Moniak, who you saw. Chris Kamka showed you his full name. His initials are 3M.
Little tardy on that 4-seam fastball.
Mackenzie Matthew Moniak. Two down for Mike Trout. And this one in the air towards second base. Sheets comes in and makes the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Jesse Schulten.
Hey kids, join MLB Network and your favorite players for a show made just for you. Play ball. It's all the big moments, bat flips, and amazing plays from an exciting week of baseball and tips to up your game on MLB Network.
Wake up to baseball's biggest stories.
Robert Flores wearing tweed.
Wake up to big-name guests.
Very special guests hanging out on the crushed red velvet.
This show is tough to get ready for.
And wake up to a whole lot of fun.
Wearing a robe holding a wooden phone.
MLB Central.
It is absolutely hilarious.
The show baseball fans
and baseball players wake up to.
Show's starting to pick up.
I love the energy. I love the unexpected performances.
Weekday mornings on MLB Network.
We'll have a little fun and we'll laugh.
An 04 champ.
Well, hello.
A 2013 champ.
This is going to be fun. Let's get it on.
And a host who keeps them both in check.
Players know who you guys are, right?
Intentional Talk on MLB Network.
selection of authentic caps, T-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with the Chicago White Sox at MLBshop.com.
A new pitcher in the ballgame. It is Jacob Webb on for the 4th time. His ERA a little above 3.5. Hasn't walked anybody yet with 9 strikeouts. That's pretty good. This is what he's going to use. His 4-seam fastball and his changeup are the 2 pitches he'll lean on. He throws the occasional, very occasional curveball.
Jacob Webb is a triumph in scouting. He is from Tabor College in Kansas. He was an 18th round pick of the Atlanta Braves in 2014. Tabor College is a school of less than 1,000 people. He was a third baseman at first, and then transitioned to pitching. Got some attention, not much, but some attention, and has turned into a major league relief pitcher in his 4th season in the big leagues now. And that changeup is part of the reason why.
Yeah, I mean, he really likes to change, and to left-handers, if you're a right-hand pitcher, that changeup is essential, especially if you don't have an overwhelming fastball. And you can see it dive out of the zone. A lot of these Angel pitchers have good changes. You see the grip and you see the movement. We saw Canning that first night with a changeup at 91-92, and it dove into right-handers. It was really impressive.
If that changeup was a Dan Brown book, which one would it be?
Cat in the Hat?
It's Dr. Seuss.
Oh.
Angels and Demons.
Ooh, that. Yikes.
I would have also accepted the Da Vinci Code. It's 1-1 for Vaughn. Well, the Sox are in danger of losing 2 of 3 in this series, but as Vaughn grounds to second base, if there is one good sign from this series, it seems like Andrew Vaughn is heating up.
Yeah, he's starting to square everything up. That last one accepted, but he's hitting the ball well, spraying it around, and you know he's going to wind up with a lot more home runs than he has, but it's just a little over a third of the season. He's got 7 already. That'll pencil out to an excess of 20, you would think. Especially as things heat up around here.
They're starting to.
Yeah, it was a very cold month and a half here.
It's not winter anymore, right? That's done?
I would hope so.
Better be. Two and 0 for Grandal. Right there, 2-1. Baltimore's taken a 4-1 lead on Cleveland in the 3rd. Texas has the tying run at 2nd in the 9th against the Tigers and Alex Lang. Punch to left. Grandal on base all 3 times today.
A walk and 2 singles. This the 2nd of those singles. So he keeps the inning alive for Gavin Sheets. We're still going to see some temperatures in the 60s in a week or so. I don't think the Sox will be here at that point. Chicago will have the thrill of 66, 67 again.
And thank goodness for that, really.
Yeah. Want to experience it all.
Ball 1 to Gavin Sheets. Tigers did just finish off Texas 3-2, so Detroit is once again 2 under. 26 and 28.
Alex Lang has become quite a closer.
Yeah, he was phenomenal against the Sox that Sunday.
That was not a save situation. That was extra innings, but couldn't make much contact against him. Recorded his 10th save today.
Gavin has got to lead the Sox in borderline pitches called strikes.
He gets a lot of those. I mean, pitchers are very careful with him because he's got big power. Driven in a run today, the only run today.
Two. Popped up left side. Neto makes catch. Sox lead one. We'll go to the seventh.
I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I'll keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I'll keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. Didn't want that stuff, but that's on me. Built the house, I got the keys. They say you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network. The next generation of baseball has arrived.
And I am here for it.
Keep an eye on the new faces of baseball on Off Base, the modern baseball show for the modern baseball fan.
It's all about things you haven't seen before.
Only on MLB Network.
And there's a lot of footage in home runs today. It starts out with Mike Trout, second hitter of the game. Ohtani. And Ohtani. Back-to-back Ohtanis. He hit him in the third and the fourth. They were monstrous shots. By the way, the second one he hit was downgraded to 459.
To category 3.
Yeah.
StatCast presented by Google Cloud on those home runs, by the way. Phil Nevin had mentioned that he was trying to get Ohtani a day off, and it might have been nice if it was today, but it wasn't.
No, it was not, unfortunately. A couple of home runs, 4 driven in. And a very good series.
7th inning brought to you by IDOT Roadway Safety. It's not a game.
Ohtani was held hitless in the opener of this series, but he did get hit in that one for the first time this year. He had hit just outside the knee. Michael Kopech hitting him with a blazing fastball.
I wondered if Ohtani would hit for himself here, up 8-1.
Want him to get his swings in.
Yep, he will.
He had 3 home runs in a game against Baltimore. I think it was probably in Baltimore, not quite sure. But he's no stranger to the 3 home run game.
Two.
Ohtani started to walk away like that was close enough. It just missed outside, maybe a touchdown.
Ohtani wasn't going to chance it on the slider.
Career against the Sox. Very much like his career against just about everybody. Pretty good.
I think that was a slash line. Here's a fun thing about Ohtani, right? Let's talk TV interface for a second. Shohei Ohtani is both a batter and a pitcher. And sometimes when you put in his stats, you get the batting lines, but the subject headers are the pitching ones because he does everything. And sometimes the computer just spits out both. I don't know what you want. Which ones do you want? You want innings or do you want slugging percentage? 3-2. I love that. And I know our crew probably hates when that happens, but I think it's exactly what makes Ohtani special. Sometimes it messes with your software.
Today's game is brought to you by Marquette Bank. Marquette Bank is Chicagoland's trusted neighborhood bank and home lender. So check out Marquette Bank at emarquettebank.com. Marquette Bank, love where you bank.
Ohtani walks. Ward the batter. I believe Davidson is up and throwing in the Angels bullpen. We have two lefties out there. We've seen one on there in a loop. Tucker Davidson, who they got in a trade with the Braves, is the other one, and he's throwing as Schultens misses 2-0 for Ward.
There is Tucker Davidson.
How do you feel about guys with two last names?
That's absolutely wonderful.
Okay. Foul away, 2-1. He's actually Joseph Tucker Davidson, but he goes by his middle name. In case that is of interest to you.
Oh, yeah. I was on the edge of my seat.
Okay, do with that what you will. Okay. Trying here. 2-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, the way the Sox hit left-handers, you would welcome him into the game at this point.
With open arms?
Yeah, because the last couple of games the Sox have won, not surprisingly, have been against left-handed starters. One in Detroit, one here.
This is foul, first base side, no chance for Vaughn. It is cooled off pretty substantially.
We might have a chance for some rain later on.
NBC5 Storm Team's own Steve Stone. Crush to left field. Ward has another home run. His second in as many days.
His 6th of the year, and now he's driven in 20 runs. So it's been a long ball today. The Angels have 4 of them. And it's a 10-1 game. We'll watch it again. It's a 4-seam fastball. Jesse wanted to get it up a little bit higher. He didn't. Our Ford home run replay, and Ford is getting their money's worth today. What a catch.
Wow, nice play.
Very nice.
Here's Theis. Ball 1. 4 two-run homers for the Angels today. Wow, 2 baseballs in one day.
Pretty good.
What? 386 feet on the initial report.
I don't even think we should count that. It didn't go far enough, and they'll adjust it down to 362.
It'll be 285 by the time we get to the 8th.
140 feet was that home run.
Playing at Cooperstown Field?
I did a game from there.
You did?
Yeah. It was really well laid out. The sun was right in your face in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It felt like you fell face down in a French fryer.
I hope that's not an experience you've had.
Just a couple times.
And now this. Be here on Friday, July 28th. It's our next post-game concert featuring country music artist Jake Owen, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka. Exclusive field pass ticket packages are on sale now with limited availability. And for more information, go to whitesox.com/concert. A concert announced for later in the year, including Vanilla Ice today.
Oh, is that a new artist?
Yeah, it's a new artist. So just got announced today, the I Love the 90s tour is coming to Guaranteed Rate Field on August the 25th. You excited to see Vanilla Ice?
Oh yeah, that was my youth.
The 90s? Wow. Rob Bass, Tone Loc, Vanilla Ice.
Be a nice night at the ballpark.
August 25th, here at Guaranteed Rate Field. That Cooperstown game you did, were you sitting right behind home plate?
Yes.
In the stands?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can see a lot from there.
Oh, you can. It's a great angle. You know, you need a great angle, but by about the fourth, I wanted to pass out.
Line drive right field, Gavin Sheets is over. I will say, if folks watching have not been to the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, you don't have to go to the ballpark, because it does get surface of the sun hot. But if you haven't been to the museum, you should go to the museum.
No, it's really thrilling. That little town is just, it's like walking back into the past. And then you see this museum that has the history of baseball in it, and it's wonderful. It's worth the trip there, and it's something I don't think you'll ever forget. So for me, Cooperstown was just great.
I try to go once every couple of years. It's just a nice reminder of all the beautiful history of the game, and they do rotate the exhibits out quite a bit. They have, you go to the museum and they have a ton of stuff out for you to look at, and it's like 2% of everything they own.
Well, I mean, anytime anybody does something substantial in the game, they ask you to send whatever it is to Cooperstown, either a glove, a batting glove, or something along those lines.
Sheets back and now comes forward to make the catch. They even asked for Steve's batting gloves. That's how much stuff they have.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
What an exciting time.
Stand up,
We are Jackie Robinson.
Together.
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 Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way. Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
And it's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at bats.
A walk-off slam!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long.
By PointsBet, the over-under was 9. Now it's at 13.5. Considering the Angels' outpouring of offensive support, 10-1 right now. Some defensive changes, but first this.
Tucker Davidson on for the 12th time. His ERA is up there. A lot of strikeouts, 21 in 20 innings.
Thanks to our scoreboard room for playing vanilla ice in the ballpark right now because we were just talking about it. So thank you guys. Davidson will face Romy Gonzalez first. There are your changes. Mickey Moniak moves to center and Luis Rengifo into right.
Mike Trout departs this game.
Every once in a while, get the veterans off their feet for a couple innings.
It's usually a good plan.
Angels will play Houston starting tomorrow. They'll fly to Houston. Reed Detmer is on the hill to face the Astros in a big series.
That is a big series because the Astros are getting a bit better, but the Angels know that anything in the division, they have to take advantage of.
Because you just don't have as many opportunities anymore. Yep. 1-2 outside. Tucker Davidson, a 19th round pick of Atlanta out of Midland College in Texas. Permian Basin, as there is strike 3. 8th strikeout for Angel pitchers.
4 months after being diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, Liam Hendricks is back on the pitcher's mound. On the latest White Sox Talk podcast, Chuck discusses the emotional return and how Hendricks has inspired the team. Listen now on NBCSportsChicago.com.
Here's one of the shirts that raised more than $100,000. There's strike 1 to Anderson, and Clint Frazier, by the way, has grabbed a bat. He's going to pinch hit for Benintendi. There he is, formerly number 77 in his earlier days, now 15 with the Sox. Check swing, he didn't go. Very close.
DJ Rayburn on the call.
Foul ball again to our right, just below Gene Honda's booth.
They're taking aim that way.
What'd Gene do to them? Oh, a little one. Right field base hit. Tim's going for 2. Rengifo, typically an infielder, and Tim goes sliding on in with a double.
Taking advantage of the left-hander, he gets a breaking ball down and goes right down the line.
Tim went full slip and slide there.
He did. He did indeed. We'll take another look at the sliding technique, and not something you really want to try to emulate there. But it's effective. He was in easily.
Well, you just throw yourself at the bag. Mentioned Clint Frazier wearing 77 before. Only 2 Sox have ever worn the number 77 in history, according to Baseball Reference. Will Ullman was the first. As this is into left center, and a base hit should score a run. And it will. Tim scores. It is 10-2.
Been a long time between runs. The last one in the second. Frazier comes out, takes it right back up the middle. So getting an opportunity to hit, he makes the most of it, and Tim comes scampering home.
popped up on my Twitter feed earlier today because his son, that makes you feel old, right? His son, Jack, committed to Yale today.
That's pretty good. What does he play?
Pitcher.
Ooh, very nice.
In the air, right field side, and Rengifo.
Didn't Ron Darling go to Yale?
He did. Smart guy,
I guess.
Strike one to Eloy Jimenez. So Clint Frazier a pinch hit RBI.
That was a perfect pitch. I mean, absolutely perfect. I think Eloy's pretty happy that he's not down 0-2. This has a whole plate.
That one's a strike. As a pitcher, you got to be like, can you pick? It's been a good day behind the plate generally,
Yeah,
though, for James Hoy, though.
Also, turning into a fairly long, hot day behind the plate.
To third, Gio Urshela. An easy peg to first, and that'll do it. Sox get a run. We'll go to the 8th.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential, and what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
Sure, you'll teach her how to drive a car, then use Greenlight to power her independence with crash detection with 911 dispatch, family location sharing, and emergency SOS alerts. Invest in your best investment with Greenlight.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Where the Yankees await and then back home against Miami. Got Jake Berger playing second base. Romy has shifted to shortstop, then Frazier in left field. Maybe a portent of things to come with Jake at second. He's been taking ground balls over there, and now he's getting some action.
Well, we've seen him do it very briefly last year at second base against the Red Sox. First in a blowout on May the 24th, 5 total innings or so at second base. And we'll see if he gets a ball here, but that would certainly help with the versatility of this lineup.
Very much so, and keep his bat in the lineup on a regular basis.
Ball and 2 strikes on Neto.
Baltimore that had a 4-1 lead now leads 5-3 against the Guardians in Baltimore.
There's Austin Voth on the mound against Shane Bieber, who the Orioles have for 5 earned runs so far. One and 2 to Neto. Romy Gonzalez at shortstop. So 1 gone here in the 8th. Join us Sunday, June 4th. It's Family Sunday, presented by Coca-Cola at Guaranteed Rate Field right here. Bring your family out to the ballpark for a day full of fun. Tickets start at just $10. Visit whitesox.com/Sunday to purchase your tickets today. Get the family out, enjoy the weekend. Some more nice weather coming.
Supposed to be beautiful.
Tigers and Sox are both off tomorrow, so refreshed bullpens both ways. Soto has a hit to right. Second hit of the year for Levon Soto.
Schultz has come on in relief of Lance Lynn. Just wasn't Lance's day today. He went 4 innings. Gave up 8 runs, 8 hits, and he might petition not to pitch in the daytime. 4 starts in the daytime, ERA of 10.5.
Surprising split there. Strike 1 to Moniak. Game number 58 this year for the Sox. There are, after today, 34 games to the All-Star break.
It does move along rather quickly, except this year has been dragging. One of those years where you want to get off to a good start. That didn't happen. You started to put things together in the month of May and still have a chance with the Tigers coming to town. And there is Garrett Crochet loosening in the pen.
Looks like the 9th will be his. Braves and A's are still scoreless through 3, so Oakland just hanging around trying to sweep Atlanta.
Be a major accomplishment at this point.
Moniak takes outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, the Dodgers are out to a 3-0 lead on Patrick Corbin and the Nationals. That's in the first inning, including a double play in a first inning when the Dodgers have 3 runs. They are starting to really heat up, and the Sox will go there in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, they're sitting there right now at 34-22, and the Dodgers have been a very good organization for quite some time.
They're only a game and a half up on Corbin Carroll and those Arizona Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks are having a surprising and very good year.
They'll play the Rockies tonight. Arizona 32-23. And an A's fan has joined us. Look, it is a tough time to be an Oakland A's fan, a very proud franchise, and a lot going on there, but it's neat to see them get a jolt against a very good team like Atlanta, because it's something to get excited about.
Well, they've had some wonderful teams. Those early to mid-70 Oakland teams were loaded.
Right field, Gavin Sheets. So Rengifo will bat in the spot previously occupied by Mike Trout. For those folks who didn't see those Oakland teams that you used to play against, you used to see, obviously you didn't play against them in the early 70s. You were in San Francisco.
No, I came here
that's right,
in 73, right in the middle of what they were putting together. You know, they had really good hitters. They had Joe Rudy, and Reggie Jackson, and Gene Tenace, and Bert Campaneris. And they were very good in that respect, but the pitching staff didn't allow you any runs. And the defense was magnificent. Dick Green at second, Billy North in center field. It was just really good, solid baseball teams, top to bottom. Then, of course, the Bash brothers in the late 80s. Yeah, there's a proud tradition of great Oakland baseball teams.
Chopper over the mound. Romy Gonzalez to the right of second. From shortstop this time, and the inning's over.
Should Viagra really cost $90? We don't think so. RexMD.com has FDA-approved generic Viagra at 90% off. Just fill out a brief survey. If appropriate, you can try generic Viagra for 90% off. Go to RexMD.com to get started right now.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want on the only live TV streaming service rated #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Try free at FuboTV.com.
To get your best night's sleep, you need to sleep in something extraordinary. Woven with a silky softness unlike any other. From organic threads that are slow spun and finished in flame. Made from an ingredient so rare, less than 1% of the world's cotton meets our quality. It's the most extraordinary fabric ever made. Only from Boll and Branch.
Official White Sox debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. That's wintrust.com/Sox.
Hanser's going to hit for Yuan here in the 8th. Cleveland, by the way, just took the lead on Baltimore 6-5. Josh Naylor and Josh Bell went back-to-back.
To the warehouse, no doubt, in right field.
You would think. Did you watch? Do you have it on?
I do not.
How's your MLB TV subscription?
It's non-existent to this point. I would like to have it. I thought I had it. Of course, I didn't have it. So I get audio.
Yeah.
Just like the old days, the old radio days.
You're listening on ham radio?
Something like that, yeah.
Right field, Luis Rengifo. Subaru White Sox postgame live comes up in just a few moments, and for a preview, here are Chuck and Ozzie, guys. Yeah, I mean, that's where the solace lies, is that you got innings from Jesse Scholtens today.
Yeah, very much so. I thought every team needs one of those guys that will lead up some innings, keep you out of the bullpen.
Andrew Vaughn slices another ball toward the alleyway, and on one hop, he's got himself a double. This is another good sign in this series.
Yeah, there's no doubt that Andrew is starting to come alive. He takes a slider down and crushes it into the gap. One hop, out of the field of play.
I think I just heard a chant of "We want Trout." And number one, he's been subbed out of the game. Number two, I don't know that we serve that here at the ballpark. Would you be in favor of a rule where somebody could leave the game and then come back?
No.
Never? No chance?
No, it would cause anarchy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. What rule change would you be in favor of?
I like the changes. Almost universally, I like the changes that have been installed this year. I think that pace of play, aggressiveness of play, I like the fact that a lot of left-hand hitters taking advantage of no shift is actually, in the grand scheme of things, a good thing.
So beyond that, what rule changes would you be in favor of? Strike three.
I'm trying to think of things that I will come up with something, but
something outlandish?
No, I mean,
that's my job.
Like free hot dogs would be really good, but I think from a economic standpoint, it might not be the best idea I've heard.
Could be difficult.
Yeah.
You thought a double substitution would create anarchy, but free hot dogs would definitely be safe, normal, and not cause a run on the bank. Vaughn at second, Sheets the batter. There you go. They're not free, but they look good.
No, they look really good. In fact, right now, yeah.
You want one?
One or two would be fine.
It's low, 2 balls and a strike.
We can take a jaunt out to the patio. Bobby Bertucci resides. Get a couple of burgers. Good burgers.
Let's do it. Remember my first year? We did a game from out in the concourse there?
I do.
Well, you know, now that we're past the throes of the pandemic, what do you say? Why not?
Where would you like to do it from?
I think the right field, right by the foul pole there. The Miller Lite Landing wouldn't be a bad place. Maybe section 108. I hear that's fun.
It's a lot of fun, I hear.
Chopper first base side.
More fun than this game.
Careful clearing that bar.
You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered, packing all today's biggest plays into one lightning-fast hour.
What a play!
We live today, preview tomorrow on Quick Pitch. Late nights and every morning, only on MLB Network.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
What an exciting time.
Stand up,
Together.
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 Garrett Crochet comes in to wrap it up. He's on for the 6th time, slowly but surely getting that stuff back, and when the stuff is right, it's explosive. He's a whole lot bigger and stronger than he was when he had surgery. And he's got Hanser Alberto as his third baseman.
Chad Wallach is pinch hitting for Ohtani. Sox got a face full of Shohei Ohtani today with a couple of home runs to his name.
Yeah, that's quite enough of him for a while. We'll see him in Anaheim, however.
That is a 4-game series at the end of June. Sox have 2 West Coast road trips coming up in June.
June is a very difficult month. That will be something where the Sox have got to play their best baseball of the year. As the Tigers come to town, we told you about that. Then it's on to New York for 3 before Miami comes back here. Then you go see the Dodgers in Seattle. That should be a toughie because Seattle's starting to play really good baseball. Texas comes here. That's the 19th, 20th, and 21st of June before Boston also arrives, and then it's out for a 4-game series with these same Angels. So a very difficult month of June.
Drilled to left center field by Wallach, and it is another home run for the Angels today. Ohtani had 2 in that spot. Wallach has 1 here in the 9th.
Five home runs, our Ford home run replay. It's a 4-seam fastball to the deepest recesses of left center field.
This feels eerily like the final game of the Giants series, that first home series of the year. San Francisco won 16-6. And the Giants got home runs from Conforto, Sable, Yastrzemski, Flores, and J.D. Davis before that day was over, including a grand slam from Davis. Now Garrett will not be happy with that because he really should have had Wallach struck out. There was a pitch, a couple pitches before the home run that looked like it was strike 3. He did not get the call, but c'est la vie.
At this point in this particular game, he's trying to get some pitches thrown, get reacclimated to the mound, and make sure that stuff is where it was before he had surgery. Slider looks pretty good. Ward's had a big day. Base hit, hit by a pitch, and then a 2-run homer.
Ward's been on base enough for Wally and June and the Beaver.
3 or 4 times today.
Strike 3 right there. If you're one of those people who was rooting very hard for Maryland, Baltimore County against Virginia in the 116 game, or for the 116 game this year that involved Purdue, I'm sorry to tell you that Atlanta leads Oakland 2-0 in the 5th.
And the Baltimores have taken the lead over the Guardians.
7-6 in the 4th. Jake Berger at second base gets an out.
That's what you want your first one to look like. 11 miles an hour exit velocity. Just kind of hops to you leisurely, and you make the play. Right there. Looks like a long-time second baseman.
Which one?
Take your pick.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Easy.
Not exactly Nellie Fox-like, but okay.
There's a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike on Urshela, who's walked twice. Minnesota plays later. It's 7:10. The Twins are in Houston. Minnesota has a really tough schedule. They do play Cleveland starting tomorrow for a 4-game series, but then the Twins play Tampa Bay in Tampa. Then they play Toronto as well. That's next week. They're in Tampa and in Toronto. That road trip where the Sox really had that 10-game losing streak hit the skids. Same road trip. Two. Line to left. Urshela has a hit all the way to the wall, and he will take second base. Here's Walsh.
Walsh had one of the big hits of the day when things were still relatively close. A little squib double down the left field line. Played it a pair in that 4-run third.
One ball, 2 strikes. He tied him up with a fastball. One in, 1 on, 2 out, and a 1-2 for Walsh is outside. Sounded like a wood block.
It did. I know. It wasn't a broken bat, but it sure sounded strange.
Oddly percussive RBI double for Walsh. Listen to this.
Yeah, didn't sound like Ohtani's or Trout's, but it's very effective.
It's like when you hit a ping pong ball off the handle. Jared Walsh, a user of the Fake Block app, evidently. My goodness, that was one of the weirder sounds you'll hear. So Neto, who's 0 for 10 in the series, looking for his first hit. Strike 0-2. High in the air, right field side. Sheets says he has it. He is right, and the inning is over. We'll go bottom 9. Sox need some stuff.
Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
See it.
He struck him out. It's out of here.
Feel it.
I can't wait for this game to start. He took a home run away.
Leave it.
That is as good as it gets.
The big plays.
The beauty of sports is when the hero comes through.
Yeah, the tense moments.
We have an update we must show you.
With live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
That might be what it takes to win.
MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
Not gone as planned today. Sox are in danger of losing this series to the Angels before the Tigers come in, and we'll see if the Sox can make a dent into this lead. We did see the improbable comeback to beat all improbable comebacks to break that 10-game losing streak here at the end of April.
So you say there's a chance?
I am. Until it's over, it's not over.
Former White Sox manager Chuck Tanner was very positive about just about everything, and I said, how positive are you on a day-to-day basis? He said, so positive that I still think we have a chance to win when there's 8 games left and we're 9 games back. He said, well, that's pretty positive.
It's really positive.
Then he found his glory in Pittsburgh.
Yes,
in the World Series in '79. Good manager, and he was here when I got here in 1973.
How was he to play for?
He was an interesting guy to play for. He had a really good team.
You can go ahead.
And what he would say, he said, look, for the everyday guys, the guys who are going to be in the starting lineup, I don't have to say much to them because just the fact they're in the starting lineup, they realize they're essential to the ball club. He said he would take care of the guys who were on the bench, the guys who were in the bullpen, who didn't get to pitch or play a lot. And he said, look, it doesn't look like you're going to do much now, but he said, I'm going to need you, and I want you to stay ready. I want you to work hard and stay ready. And he thought that was essential.
Jake Berger lifts it to left field. His first at bat of the day brings a home run.
Got a lot of power for a second baseman, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a lot of power for a second baseman. But his ability to play second is going to mean a lot more at-bats, and his bat in the lineup, especially here at home, is going to be just great. He doesn't wait around long, he just takes it out of the ballpark. th home run, his 10th in this ballpark.
A little hot for the hat and coat.
Yeah.
You know, if it's like 95 degrees, that's going to be a tough one.
Guys, for the most part, don't mind that.
Frazier to right. 2 down. White Sox charity Sox car raffle is back. Enter to win a 2023 Mazda CX-5 Select courtesy of Mazda of Orland Park. Buy your raffle tickets online by visiting whitesox.com/SoxCar. Luis Robert Jr. with 3 hits yesterday, looking for his first hit today. And strike 1. We'll see you coming up on Friday for Sox Tigers, a night game and 2 day games here at Guaranteed Rate Field. Looks like the Sox will head into that series at 12 under again at 23-35. 2. Robert to right. He does have his first hit. So Luis Robert Jr. would be the winning run next time he's on.
Doable.
Sure. Eloy crushes this ball center field. Moniak back at the wall. That's off the wall. And Eloy Jimenez is into second base with a double.
Let's keep it going. Pile up some numbers. 109 miles an hour and almost out of the ballpark. It's another cutter, it looked like, and it's hit right on the nose by Eloy. So Luis Roberts' first hit of the day, Eloy's first hit of the day.
Hanser will get a second at bat. One ball, one strike. Fouled off his body. 1-2. Two out, 2 on. And 1-2 for Hanser Alberto. Foul ball. I think somebody in a Steve Stone fan club shirt was near that foul ball, if I'm looking right. Oh no, it's just a purple shirt.
Did you check it? Maybe he's wearing it inside out.
Could be. Oh, it is. It is a Steve Stone shirt. There you go. I couldn't make out your face from this distance.
Looks very nice shirt. Good day to wear it.
Notably, the guy in the Jason shirt made the catch.
He did?
Yeah, earlier. Just saying. That wasn't near this guy, by the way.
No.
1-2. In the air, right field. Will it drop? Yes, it will. And it bounces away from Rengifo. A jagged bounce, and it's 12-5.
And that young man's not giving up yet. He says just keep on hitting, keep on running, keep on scoring some runs. Last thing Phil Nevin wants to do is get that bullpen up and going again as this one eludes Rengifo. He's not giving up either. He's given up dressing well, but he's not giving up on the game.
Come on. Nobody needs that. All right, so here's Andrew Vaughn. 3 runs in already. Still 1 out to play with. And he takes ball 1.
No activity in the pen.
One solitary out. 2-0. Got a strike. Two balls, two strikes on Andrew Vaughn. Hanser at second, 2-2. In the air, right field, Rengifo makes a catch. The Angels do win the series.
They do it. Look, enjoy the off day tomorrow. We'll put this one in the rearview mirror, and it's Detroit coming to town on Friday for a 3-game series. Tremendously long turnaround. Get your rest anyway.
You get your rest too. 12-5 your final score. The Angels beat the Sox. We say farewell for our producer Chris Withers, our director Dave Turner, our associate producer Chris Kampka, our entire wonderful crew, for Joe Collins, for John Shipman, for Kevin Cross, everybody at NBC Sports Chicago. For Joe Grube up here in the booth, he's Steve Stone. I'm Jason Benetti. Angels win it and win the series, and now Chuck and Ozzie have Subaru White Sox post-game live. Gentlemen.